What's up, guys? It's Professor Gnome, and we're back again. We're going to go a little bit more meta-focused today, and we're going to be playing Giratina VSTAR with Lost Zone. We're going to be comboing that with Sableye and all the other Lost Zone pieces. Nothing really super unique in this list, but I think that this list is probably the best way to play Lost Zone right now. There's a weird Kyogre build that's going around with like Roaring Moon and all that kind of stuff, and that's been like having some success. But I feel this is the best way to play it. One of the things that we're going to do with this deck is we're going to include Roxanne for the later game stages and Pass to the Peak, since the only thing it affects for us is our Greninja. But we can play around that, and it's not that big a deal. We also included 2 Water Energy into the deck, and the reason for this is so that way we're able to power up our Radiant Greninja and actually use it offensively in some niche situations. And it works out pretty well. We don't really need it. We can always discard them if we have to or whatever, but it's good to have. Like always, we're going to run the 4 Comfey, the Battle VIPs, and Jet Energy to be able to always have a way to get into the active. Right now, Giratina V-Star is in a really, really good spot because it trades really, really nicely into Snorlax Stall and a lot of the other things in the meta. Like, it deals with them relatively well. It's pretty fast, gives you a lot of options. Sableye is really nuts, as always. Like, Lost Zone's always been a problem, and the ability to attack with Cramorant and put up 1-prizers is really, really powerful. So yeah, that's the main thing I would say with this deck. This is a little breakdown. We're going to mostly be relying on Colress as our draw supporter, but we do run 1 Avery just because it's super, super good into a lot of matchups right now. A lot of decks want to go as wide as possible. So, you know, we have a little bit of a tech card to shut them down. Things like Miraidon, other Lost Zone variants, and Gardevoir and Chien-Pao all need to kind of go wide so we can drop down the Avery, shut them off a little bit, kind of pick off some options, and that's always good for us. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the deck. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the game. Thanks, everybody. Alright, we're into the game. Our opponent won the coin flip, but they're choosing to go first, which is pretty standard. Unfortunately, we're going to have to mulligan here. It actually works in our favor going second with this deck because we want to be able to use our Colress experiments and get into our other options as fast as possible. So we were able to get into 2 Colress experiments and a VIP pass. We have the Jet Energy to be able to get into all of our Comfeys. So that's pretty good. A good way to start. We'll see what we're able to hit with the Colress experiments. And we'll probably have to shuffle our Roxanne back into the deck later. But yeah, so I think what we're going to do, we'll see what they're playing. The Bidoof Open implies Chien-Pao, but we'll see. Because Bidoof is running a ton of stuff. It could be, you know, a lot of different options. Let's see. Rotom. Oh, they could be playing Charizard EX with Bidoof. Grass Energy. Is it like a weird Masquerada build? I'm very, very confused now. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is VIP pass. Grab ourselves double Comfey. I think is the best play here. Yeah. So we'll double Comfey. Then we'll Pokegear. We didn't get anything, but that's fine. I just want to like get out as many cards as possible for Colress, just to see what I get. We'll take double Nest Ball and an Escape Rope for now. We can get rid of that. Not really a big deal. We can go ahead and grab ourselves 1 Cramorant. And we'll grab ourselves a Greninja. Unfortunately, it looks like 2 of our Comfey are prized. That's not super ideal, but it could be worse. We'll go ahead and concealed cards here with the Psychic Energy. Alright, there's another Jet Energy. So we'll attach the Jet Energy to the Comfey. And we're going to be able to actually use Cramorant. And so that's pretty exciting. We'll Flower Selecting here. We'll keep the boss. We don't need the Nest Ball anymore. And now what we can do is we can retreat out this Comfey, go into our next one. We'll flower selecting. Grab ourselves the color. Do we need the colors experiment at this point? We already have one, and we kind of have like everything else we need. So I think we're actually going to draw the grass energy here, just so we have something to discard with our Greninja. And now we can escape rope and start attacking. And put this in a position that if they don't do anything on their next turn, we can always boss's orders up the Rotom and knock that out, get the 2 prizes. It's also in range that we can knock it out. Yeah, I think they're doing like a Masquerada build or something. Seeing that we like saw the Arceus. But also, if they do put it back to the bench and we don't have an opportunity to boss it, we can always knock it down with Greninja later. So that's pretty beneficial. On our next turn, what I think we're going to look to do is we can just Giratina, place that down, place the grass energy onto it, Colress Experiment, and then just attack. Bounce, sweet. Panic Mask. Oh, okay. They're playing Celestine, but I think this is a very, very roundabout way of playing this deck. I don't know if I really agree with this. This seems convoluted, to say the least. Alright, so here's what we'll do. We'll Colress Experiment first. I'm going to deal with that, I think, is the most important way to go about this. So I'll take these 3 kind of redundant cards. Don't really need any of them, if I'm being honest. We'll place this down, and then we'll Jet Energy onto the Comfey. We don't really need any of this stuff right now. If we can get into a Mirage Gate, that would be pretty sweet. Though I don't want to lose my Sableye. But I'm not sure if I really need it. So we'll take the Mirage Gate for now. And then how do we want to play this? Alright, so I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to retreat, go back into Cramorant. We'll discard... Yeah, we'll discard the water energy at this point. We're not going to get an opportunity to use it. At least I don't believe that we will. There's the other one. And then we'll just go ahead and knock out the Rotom V. What I would have liked to do is boss up the Celestine immediately. That would have been pretty nice. Unfortunately, that's just not like really an option not that it wasn't an option, but I want to get rid of the Rotom, take some prize cards, and also I was looking to see if I could get a Mirage Gate playoff onto the Greninja, but it wasn't really going to work out the way I wanted. So there's going to be the rare candy. We can always make a second Giratina if we have to. And also, if we really want to, we can Mirage Gate onto the Giratina. And boss up the Arceus and get ourselves another 2 prize cards that way. And then all we have to do is deal with 1 Celestine. So we can do that. I've been calling this thing Celestine the entire time. It's Serena. Whoops. Celestine is that cup thing, right? All the new Pokemon are so, like, A lot of them are really cool, but I forget what so many of them are called. Yeah, even if they, you know, evolve the Arceus here, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's not that big a deal. We still knock it out for with a single attack from our Giratina. Or we can also, we have the option of just using our VSTAR power and knocking it out as well. So that's always good. Our VSTAR power also doesn't deal damage. So, like, it just KOs. So I'm pretty sure we can actually use our VSTAR power and knock out this Celestine. Or Serena. I don't know why I keep calling it that. I kind of want to test that out. So I think on our next turn, we just Mirage Gate and go into it. Knock that out. That would be the easiest way to go about this. 250. So we'll Mirage Gate. Grab ourselves a Grass and a Psychic. Put those down. Boop, boop. Make that easy on ourselves. We'll switch. Go into our Giratina. Oh, so it doesn't work. Alright, so we can't attack at all regardless. Oh, that's a little disappointing. Alright, so we'll go ahead and boss up the Giratina. Wait, what? Why isn't this working? Oh, I'm an idiot. I don't have 10 things in the... Oh, I'm dumb. Alright, well, almost messed that up. But that's fine. So the play still works, I'm just an idiot. I thought I had... I thought I counted right, but I didn't. And now, that's not very good for me. Alright, not the biggest deal. We'll take the knockout here. Lost Impact. We'll get rid of this. And one of these. Let those go. We'll go down to 2 prizes. Take these 2. Alright, there's our last 2 Comfeys. And then what we'll probably do here is that we'll Jet Energy into 1 Comfey. Because we can still Star Rec Room. So that play still works. So as long as we don't really get, like, knocked out here, we're pretty much in, like, the same position. Nothing has really changed for us. Because what do we have? 7 in the discard? Or, yeah, so we have 9 in the Lost Zone. So we just need 1 more. So we can Jet Energy, go into Comfey, get that dealt with. And then we're just looking for 1 more Mirage Gate is probably the play. We could do that. So, how do we want to play this first? So, actually, what we're going to do is... Let's Super Rod back in 1 Psychic and 1 Water. Then what we can do is Jet Energy this up. We'll go ahead and Flower Selecting. There's our other Psychic Energy. We can get rid of that. So now we have all 10 in play. We can place... let's leave Sableye on the board for now. We can Escape Rope into Cramorant and start getting damage down that way if we want. And I think that's fine. So we'll Escape Rope here, see what they go into. We can go into that. This kind of leaves our options open. So we can go ahead and let's Greninja here, because we only need the one Psychic Energy anyway. Alright, there's our Switch Cart for next turn, so perfect. A little bit awkward way of getting around this, but ultimately it's fine. I guess our other... We haven't found our other two Giratinas either. So are these other two prize cards just our other two Giratinas? Because that's kind of nuts to get double Comfey and double Giratina in the prizes. What we may have to do here, because they in theory could use this and put 50 damage down, knock out the Giratina, take two prizes. But if that's what they choose to do, it doesn't look like it is, because they could have attached to Iron the Hydreigon. Wonder what they're going to do. I mean, they could boss up this. If that's the case, then I think what the play is that we just place down Sableye, switch card into it, attach manually, and then put the damage down onto the Bidoof and the Iron. Because this should be fine. As long as this Pokemon is on the bench, then all damage done to it by attacks. So it should be fine. Because we're placing the damage counters. And not, like, dealing the damage directly. That's why, like, Radiant Greninja doesn't work. Oh, okay. He just made it Bidoof anyway. So that sucks. It'll take 2 turns to get that done, but it's all relatively the same. But he also chose not to do that. So we'll switch cart. We can attach. Really? Star Chrome still doesn't work? I figured because it's like it doesn't do damage, it would be fine. But I guess that's not how that works. That's a little awkward now. What do we want to do? How do we want to play this? We can... Alright, so I think this is how we play this. We'll retreat this because this is dead to us now. We don't really need that anymore. We can go back into Cramorant. And from here, we'll hold on to... Yeah, we'll hold on to the Comfey. We'll get our Psychic Energies back into our deck, just so that way we can guarantee them onto the Sableye. We definitely made a misplay there, but it is what it is. We'll play down Path, just in the hopes that it kind of disrupts them more than it disrupts us. And we'll start getting some damage down this way. And then what the play is that we Sableye, switch cart out the Cramorant if they don't knock it out. Definitely a misplay on my part. I assumed that Star Requiem would still work because it doesn't do like it doesn't do damage. Like it just kind of has like a blanket effect, but I guess not. But I guess it makes it so I can't attack at all. So that's like a little annoying, I guess. I didn't really know how that interaction worked, so I wanted to test it. But, you know, this is how we learn. So 2 prizes. If they knock out, if they take 1 more, then it's like kind of works out for us because we can just Roxanne them. But for now, we'll just go manually attach. We got into the energy we wanted. We'll flower selecting here. Found a Mirage Gate. That's not super important, but it's kind of nice, I guess. We will manually retreat for now just to be able to hold on to our switch cart. And we will Lost Mine. Let's see. We'll put 20 damage down onto this to knock that out. And then how much do we have left? 40, 70, 80, 90, 100. So we'll just do it like this. Alright, so wait, if we have 100 left, that'll put it at 180. So, yeah, we'll just play it safe. We'll just put all the rest of the damage down here. I was going to say, we could probably, like, put ourselves in a position where we can knock out the, what's it called? The Serena. Like, with Cramorant and, like, make it easier on ourselves, but it's probably better just to do it this way. Because we can switch card it out if we have to. There's the catcher. Really trying to knock out with that. Oh, the Iono's rough. I just assumed they didn't play it at this point. We still have, like, the 1 energy left, so it's not that big a deal. And if they do knock this out, you know, that's fine. We can either go Cram or go Sableye. If they choose to kind of, like, hold it in the active, then we can always manually attach and retreat out. There's the Icicle Soul. If we find a Switch Cart, that would be super hype. This is kind of a situation where we would have liked to... we would like to use Greninja, but we can't. But it's fine. We'll just put some damage down onto this, kind of force it. It's at 120, so Sableye can knock that out. If we find a Switch Cart, that's pretty big for us. We still have plenty of time before they can, like, really start doing things and taking knockouts. I think what the best play is here is we go Comfey. Flower selecting for another card, look for a Switch Cart. Or something to kind of heal us with. We'll take the Experiment. What do we want? Giratina, Mirage Gate. And I think an Avery's fine. Alright, so what I want to do, I think this is going to be the play. I'm going to put 1 energy down onto this Comfey. And then what I can do is, so I'll end my turn here. I'll hit for what, 160? So I'll be a little bit short. Because what I can do is I can Mirage Gate, find the other energies, place them down onto Giratina, retreat out, and go from there. I think is going to be my play. This definitely got awkward. I forgot that the Vanillux was also on the field, which makes it, again, like, slightly more awkward. But really what we're also looking for is, like, we know we have another Switch Cart in our deck, and that will pretty much solve all our issues. We just have to find it. So using Avery next turn, we can promote the Greninja. How do we want to play this? I think what we want to do is actually promote up the Sableye. Hope to draw into the Switch Cart. Switch Cart it out, manually attach onto Greninja, and then retreat out back into Sableye. I think that's going to be the play. If they choose not to knock us out here for whatever reason, then we just flower selecting and hope to find it. Manually, manually retreat, go back into Sableye or something. But there's no reason for us not for them not to continue to drop kick. Yeah. Alright, so there's that. We go Sableye here. There's only a couple cards left in the deck, so we should be able to do it. We'll place this down. Mirage Gate. That'll just help pull energies out of the deck so we don't draw them. With Avery. And then we shuffle. Still didn't find it, which is pretty unfortunate, if I'm being honest. I think we retreat here. Go Comfey again. Flower selecting. There's another Mirage Gate. So it's got to be, you know, here somewhere. We'll end our turn there. This is a very awkward situation we're in now. We're probably going to have to evolve Giratina. Okay, so this is how we can do this. We have to evolve Giratina because that'll put us higher than 40 HP. And then we can go in and Star Requiem. I think is going to be the play. Definitely got a little awkward, but, you know, is what it is. Not super happy with my play this game. If I'm being completely honest, this game definitely got awkward in some points because I made some poor decisions. But now we, like, really need to find... Alright, thank you. That was such a journey in order to find this. Alright, so we'll place this down. That'll get us into a high enough attack range. We have all the cards that we need in our pile. We can go ahead, Star Requiem, end the game. Like the original plan always intended. We just did it in an extremely bad and haphazard way. But, you know, sometimes that happens. The thing that I will say about Giratina Lost Zone and stuff like that, and it definitely takes time to learn and get better at and, like, know all the correct plays all at the right time. And the more experienced you are with the deck, absolutely the better. I made some real critical errors there, for sure. But this is why we don't tilt and we stay focused and try to, you know, bring the game back. Because sometimes, you know, misplays are inevitable, and your opponent doesn't always beat you because they're better than you. Sometimes you just kind of beat yourself. And it's important to notice when you make these mistakes and kind of keep point of them, so that way you're able to make the correct decisions not only next time, but also kind of stay focused on the game you're in and, like, be able to pull the game out from the jaws of defeat that you set yourself in. But yeah, that's game one, guys. Definitely let me know where I could have made the better plays. I'll definitely have to go back and review it myself. I know that I definitely made some bad plays, but until I go back and review it, you know, it is what it is. But I'll see you guys in the next game. Alright, we're into the game. Our opponent's going to be going first. We're going to just play down the Cramorant, probably VIP, and go from there. Alright, had to sneeze. Didn't have time to mute myself, so sorry for the jump scare. Get pranked. So, we'll see what our opponent's gonna be doing. Alright, cool. So we got ourselves a Switch Cart. We'll make it so we don't have to actively retreat. Our opponent's going first. So, I mean, with Miraidon, that's actually not that bad. They opened up so they can tandem unit right away. That's pretty cool. They should have a way to switch. We'll definitely have to deal with the Iron Hands as soon as possible, though. Iron Hands is really the biggest weakness right now to a lot of the Lost Zone strategies. It's like Iron Hand and Jirachi really crippled Lost Zone for a bit, but then, you know, people have been learning to play around it and, like, get better at going around the matchup. One of the things that we'll definitely look to do is pull off the Squawk from the back. And then the benefit is that as long as we can get into our Giratina relatively early, we won't have to deal with Iron Hands too badly because it can't knock us out, at least not reliably. we can either take it out with a Star Requiem or Lost Impact. And once we have a Giratina set up, each one of our attacks will knock out whatever it is that's in front of us. And they don't have the damage to knock us out back without Raichu. So we can kind of sit comfortably. It's just going to take us a couple turns to be able to set up our Giratina, and that's really where the problem comes in. But we'll see what they're able to get. Got themselves another boss. So, alright, cool. So we got ourselves the Avery. We can use that, but they'll probably just get rid of the Squawk, so it's not really super beneficial for us to do that. We'll put the Comb Phase in play. We're going to need to start getting things out of our board. Let's go ahead and we'll Switch Cart right away. Get this into the active. Flower selecting, see what we're able to find. The Path to the Peak isn't really going to help, so we'll grab the Colress. We'll Colress first, see what we're able to find. We'll grab ourselves another Colress. We'll grab ourselves the Mirage Gate for later. And we'll grab ourselves the VIP Pass. So we're pretty much set up for later. We have a decent setup here. We'll grab ourselves one more Comfey. We'll grab ourselves the Giratina. I think is the best play to make here. We could grab ourselves the Greninja and, you know, draw some cards off our, you know, our top deck and stuff like that, or like discarding these energies. But as of right now, I think it's more beneficial just to hold on to it. We'll go ahead, retreat this, go into the next Comfey, flower selecting, get another card. Alright, so now we'll grab the Nest Ball here. We'll go ahead and grab the... I think here's where we want to grab the Greninja. We can potentially use it to set up and do some damage with, but really what's more important at this point is the attack's probably not going to go off, so we'll just get rid of the energy, grab ourselves some other pieces, thin our deck out a little bit. We can poke a gear here, see what else we're able to find. Grabbing the Roxanne would actually be pretty good for us, since it's between the Roxanne and the boss. I think we'll grab the boss for now, since the Roxanne's still like 2 or so plays away, and we may be able to use something sooner. We'll hold on to the Path to the Peak, since the only thing it's really going to stop for them is a tandem unit, and that's not really relevant to us anymore. There's a Flaffy. We can always snipe that off with Greninja if we really want to, or something like that, but once it sets up the Dyna Motor onto the Iron Hands, it's pretty much fulfilled its job. It's not going to do much more. So now we're really just looking to get the last few pieces into the discard. We need 6 more. We can get 3 from this, so we'll just need another 3. We can do a rotation of Comb Face potentially. Is an option. Discards everything else. Or what we could open up is we can get an energy out of the deck. Or, yeah, so we can draw into an energy, Mirage Gate after a Colress experiment, manually attach, go into our Giratina, and then get the knockout that way is a possibility. But we'd have to find a way to be able to switch out the Comfey that we're going to have to put in the active to get us enough cards. So this play might get a little awkward, but it should work out fine. So we'll go Comfey here. Alright, so there's a Jet Energy that'll work as our manual attach. So we can go ahead flower selecting. We'll take the catcher. Actually, we already have the boss in hand. We don't really need the catcher. So we'll take the energy. We can discard it with Greninja, get ourselves some more cards just in case. We'll Colress. We'll grab the Switch. And we'll grab... I think we grab the Psychic Energy here. Or, yeah, we'll grab the Psychic Energy here. We're probably not going to need the Escape Rope as much anymore. We can lay down the next Giratina. Look for the V later. We'll discard. Now that we have the Jet or the Switch, we probably don't need the Jet Energy anymore. But we'll hold on to it just in case. It could come up relevant later. Alright, there's our other VSTAR for later. So we'll attach these. Put them both onto our Giratina. Then I think actually we hold on to... I think we want to hold on to the Switch for now. Put this into the active. Then what we can do is drop the Lost Impact. Lost Impact will knock out the Iron Hands. We'll get rid of the Jet Energy and the Psychic Energy, since those are replaceable. We'll take our 2 prize cards. That'll put everything we need into the Lost Zone. We should have... Did I count correctly? 9. Alright, so we're a tad bit short. In order to start Requiem, which isn't the biggest deal because we really don't need it. But we're only 1 short, so we can make that work with either 1 more attack with Lost Impact, or we can always, like, switch, go into a Comfey, Flower Selecting later, or something like that. What we're probably going to look to do is boss up the Raichu if they're not able to go into it this turn and knock us out. That would be pretty huge. If they are able to knock us out, then what we'll do is we'll go Comfey. Oh, okay. Perfect. Alright, yeah, so we just pull up the Raichu here. So what we'll do is we'll Mirage... Alright, yeah. So let's do this. We'll boss his orders up the Raichu because it's the only, like, active threat that can knock us out. We'll place down our other V or VSTAR. We'll drop the Mirage Gate, grab ourselves the Psychic Energy, attach that, and then we can attach one from hand. Doesn't really matter which one we pick. We'll do the Grass Energy. And then from here, we'll lay down the path just in case it comes up where we don't need it anymore. Like, there's nothing that it really does for us. What we can do now is we can drop the Lost Impact, knock out the Raichu, and we can discard 2 energies. We have, which one in hand? Another Psychic. So we can get rid of the Psychic and the Grass. Those go into the Lost Zone, activates or allows our Star Requiem to be on board. So we can just drop that on the next turn on whatever comes in. We have another Super Rod to get energies back into the deck if we need to. This doesn't knock us out with 220. We're still living. Even if they drop like a Zapdos and a Defiant Band, that I think will still live, right? 220 plus 40, 260. So they'd need that combination. A Defiant Band and a Zapdos is what they would be. It was what they would need in order to beat us in this situation, and I don't see that happening. It doesn't really matter what they go into here, even if they go in Greninja. If they knock it out and take 1 more prize card, doesn't really make a difference. Because we just go back into our Giratina and we start Requiem. So super easy game, kind of just taking over. Had a little bit of an awkward start and a little bit of situation, but we definitely played that game a lot better. The first game was definitely very, very awkward and had some issues, but you know, we take some time. We give our ourselves an opportunity to learn. And now we can come back stronger, better understanding of the deck, and kind of get the fundamentals down a little bit better. And I think that's kind of important for anyone watching who's either new to the game or very experienced or whatever. Give yourself time. I don't, admittedly play a ton of Lost Zone outside of like doing these recordings or kind of practicing the deck to be able to kind of teach it to others. And so because of that, I'm definitely prone to make some misplays every now and again. But just remember, nobody's perfect. We all play the game, and just be kind to yourself when you're learning. It can be frustrating sometimes when you make pretty critical errors. But that's all part of learning the game, learning the decks and experimenting. It's okay to lose. That's what's going to teach you. But you take your L's and you take your W's when you get them. But yeah, so that's the game, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Let me know what you want to see next on the channel or whatever. I know there's a Toxicroak deck that somebody had brought up before that I've been looking at lists for. I think I'll try to record that sometime soon. So be on the lookout for that. I have a Lunatone Solrock deck that I want to bring up and start doing stuff with. So there's some ideas on some fun decks I want to play, as well as some other competitive stuff. So yeah, let me know, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, and peace.